Check one. Check one. Can you guys hear me?
Hey, let's roll.
What's up,
let's
everybody?
Go.
What's up?
Right.
What's up?
It's
We're
different
in the
than
house.
I think this is probably our first live show with people.
With like more
Other
than
people,
3.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We got a preview show coming up. Street League 2 coming up tomorrow. It's finally here. It feels weird. I'm a lot less. I'm like, the only reason I'm stressed is because of how not stressed I am.
Uh-huh.
That makes sense.
I
Like
get it.
I feel like I
Don't know
haven't.
what you're forgetting.
I feel like this time it's like way more comfortable, which stresses me out because I'm like, what have I not done? But we have Corby in the house. You guys obviously know Corby. Hager will be jumping on from time to time, and then Fellers will be here at some point. You know how he rolls.
I bet he's 30 minutes out.
Oh yeah, but he'll say he's parking.
Yes.
he's like, I'm parking. I'm pulling.
I'll be
out,
up in
but
1
he's
minute.
probably still in his where he lives.
Yeah.
You just got back from Iowa Media Day. You're doing the whole
Great.
media thing, going from school to
Going on
school.
tour.
And I'm doing it. You know me, I'm just a fair guy, and I felt like I was going to do an Iowa State visit while I was here because I'm right in the area, and I had a day. And then I flew in yesterday morning. Brewer from Iowa sent out an email the other day about their media day was at 1, and I landed at 9. And I thought, you know what? I can get my rental car. I can do this. Like, I can get to Iowa. Then my only catch was, man, then how do I get to UNI? It's tight in my schedule. Like, how do I fit UNI in? And then I was like, you know what? I'll just move. I was supposed to have a dinner tonight and then with Gawkel and then go to Seabolt practice. But you know what? I'm just going to rearrange things. It's 3 o'clock today. I'm going to head to UNI and then just get back to Des Moines tonight. Go to UNI today, get their media day, get some coverage of those guys. Tomorrow, we're setting up, man. This thing's going to roll. And then Saturday, I'm going to go check out your squad, Dresser and the boys, 10 early morning Saturday practice, and then head to preseason. And then on the road to Wisconsin to see Reeder and Bono and check out their duel on Monday. And then back home.
You think Soriano's going to be there this weekend?
You know, I don't know, man. Soriano's making an appearance everywhere. You know, he was at, your team. He just took off out of there Tuesday night. Now he's back in Columbus, Ohio, trying to secure the bag. I mean, that's kind of what it's about for him. It's an NIL deal, and so yeah, he's back with Tom Ryan today, and he's doing a little tour. You know what I mean? I
World
imagine
tour.
he'll get back to Ames too, and I don't know. Penn State's kind of, I think, maybe chilled a little bit on maybe the communication since he's run around so much. But obviously, I still right now would put them at the front runner, but. We'll have to wait and see, right? There's a lot still to come. So this NIL thing's really starting to shake out and get odd, right? So
Yeah, and Tyler, you're training, wrestling tomorrow. You feeling good?
Yeah.
You got to get down to
I'm
weight.
feeling good,
You had to
yeah.
cut a little bit of weight. You got to cut like close to 20 pounds, right?
It originally wasn't going to be anything tough to cut, and then something happened over the course of
You
training,
weighed
and
what?
I ballooned up a little bit.
you were-
So then it became.
He was sitting next to Jake. We use their scale, Southeast Polk scale, and he's like, I think your guys' scale is heavy. He's like, we just calibrated it.
I was like, I think it needs to be calibrated again.
Yeah. You're wrestling Logan Bain, who is a Southeast Polk kid. So he actually has been training at Southeast Polk the whole time, rolling with those guys. And then all of a sudden, Logan Bain showed up yesterday.
he's gonna be Martinson trained.
Yeah, Tyler
Yeah.
went up to
No.
the Martins and was like, yo, what's up?
You show him
what's up?
you tell him my trick.
Yeah,
or
first
what?
thing I walked in and I was like, "You're coaching. Like I've been next to you this whole time training, and now you're coaching the enemies." And then eventually I got it so that they're going to split up, and one of them each is going to be coaching us.
Tyler stole half of his training corner. Speaking
Yeah.
of
It was pretty
coaches in the
easy.
building,
They flipped pretty
Little-
easy.
he's finally here.
Man's in the
he
house.
shows up when he wants to. Look at
He
this.
made it.
He's just
Barely
professional.
even
I was just
in.
negotiating. I was out on that picket outside. I didn't know if I think all I seen this picket was for CP Piles text message. I didn't know what's going on.
Yeah, we got to get a camera. We got to get a camera on.
I mean,
on him. Hold on. There
I didn't
you
know
go.
Piles was a woman hater, but I guess
Perfecto.
he is.
Let's talk about it. I feel like a lot of people want to talk about it. I'm glad we're doing this live show because I don't think that I would have had the time to go and make the editing and stuff like that, especially with.
Before.
That's why I didn't make the video yesterday because I didn't want people to. I didn't want this stuff happens. The first one happens and then something else happens and something else happens. I didn't want to keep making revisions. So
I've
I'm
seen
like,
those for months.
you got to let the and you got to let the dust settle a little bit. Now, what came out today is I think I've seen.
It came
I've
out
seen them
today?
all. Well, more
There's
came
some
out
more.
today.
You have to be quick. You have to be like an old Wild Wild West gunslinger on the screenshot if you want to get them because Joe's been kind of taking them down.
Which personality of Joe's was posting them?
I don't know.
He's in and he's out. He's in. He's deleted. He's in. He's out. What is it?
The delete.
Yeah,
don't
I
know,
looked at the
man.
Twitter handle or the Twitter post was deleted this morning.
Yeah. I mean, the damage is already done at that point, you know? Especially with
It wasn't Piles. It was his alter ego.
What do you mean that?
It's
had him
spelled different, Piles.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, all right, let's talk about it. The thing that came out today was the Forrest Molinari thing. They
were gonna
Piles
stick it to her.
Piles got mad that but that's the thing. The paying her 15,000, like them saying that we didn't want to pay her 15,000 is whatever. Like people come to us with numbers that I just don't.
I mean, that's
like,
why
we're
I
not
was late
paying
to this
with.
show today. I was, we didn't get the payment all tied up, but I finally gave in. It's
Finally
a little bit
gave in.
of negotiation.
Negotiation. I figured that's what you were doing this morning. You were figuring,
Yeah, I was negotiating a little bit.
little wire transfer.
but when
The problem is though he just posted a picture of Forrest and they're like, nope, don't even. If she denies this, that's the actual problem.
He said we're done building people's brand that aren't going to support us. And then he put in there, and here's what are they going to do to Piles? He says in the text message something about, and Mark Floriani supports it 100%. Like the fact that we're not going to support people that aren't supporting us. So what are you going to do? You're going to fire Piles, but that was the push from the top.
Right.
well,
I agree.
I don't know. Like to me, I was just like
All pieces of shit get exposed at some point. Period.
Well, to me, I just was like, well, yeah. I mean, this is just flow, right? I mean, I don't know. I mean, after the Willie trials, I think we probably should have learned something, right? That it doesn't matter to them.
that's a
right?
lot of businesses, really, but you don't put it in writing.
Well, when you're arrogant, right, and you think you're just talking to a friend at times, that's what I said. Some people, now you're in charge and you have a business, but you have to watch what you say, right? Or certain people, or you're talking to a friend, and now with social media, it's not like the old days you just called somebody up and said something, man. Everybody's got receipts now, right? So people got to be careful, what they say.
So what's going to happen?
Nothing.
Nothing's gonna happen. I don't think.
Absolutely nothing will happen.
He's too Piles. I think.
What do you think happens?
I don't know if I'm USA Wrestling. I really push.
Well, that's the whole thing, right?
Hey,
These
so
girls.
you got to look bigger picture here, right?
Last week, where was he? Sitting in where? Colorado, negotiating deals.
You're USA Wrestling, okay? You're now tied to a media outlet. It's bigger than Flow now.
Yes.
And they say, okay, women's wrestling should be our biggest push. Talked about numerous times on the happy hour, but
It should be equal.
not. But now you're tying yourself to someone that's openly saying that we're not going to push or we give a shit about this or that. But what's USA Wrestling going to do? Are they going to call back? Going to get track 2 back or what? I mean, they're stuck too. This is the problem every time you get basically condensed down to monopolies.
I was just going to say that. That's what happens when you get a monopoly.
Which sucks for the wrestlers. If you got to think about it too, if this is one, how many other wrestlers?
It doesn't. It's like I talk about this for UFC pay. Oh, they deserve more pay. Okay, go start your own platform and then see what you make.
Right,
It doesn't. It's a little bit of chicken and egg because the exposure that Flow's getting, or some of these people are even actually to pay. You joined the sport a long time ago. You were getting paid shit. So
Right.
it's like okay, you deserve more pay from UFC. You're making $100,000. You fight once a year. What were you do before that? Go to a show in Fort Dodge, Iowa, or maybe Crescent Ballroom. I don't know, $3,500 a show. They're happy.
Well, like I said, I didn't think the like her turning down the 15,000 was like the big deal, or like them saying that they don't want to pay her 15,000 wasn't the big deal to me. The big deal to me was them saying like don't even post her.
Yeah, they said
Because
they're
she
not
turned
going
it
to
down.
support people's brands.
Right. That to me is you can't like even
blackball her.
look at like Downey for example, right? Like we would have every reason I believe to like not post his content and stuff like that, but like I'm not. And not that I'm saying that we're helping Downey out by any means. He's got way more followers than us and everything. But like, if we get to that point where like Flo is, even if he was somebody that that I thought wronged us, I'm gonna still post their stuff because I think if it has to do with the storylines and stuff like that, I'm gonna post whatever's the hottest stuff, right?
What about
my-
best for wrestling? I don't
Whatever's
understand.
What about my
these
boy
people.
Andy Hamilton? He's probably feeling a little bit uneasy right now. He went and actually did an interview with Forrest at the Freak Show, and he's out in Las Vegas. It posted last week. I guarantee he had no inkling of any of this.
Yeah.
I tell you what, Andy Hamilton.
this all happened before.
Andy Hamilton, Kyle Kling, those guys. I guarantee they're embarrassed right now.
I think too the stupid, like how stupid is Piles, because Forrest out of all the girl wrestlers is probably the most polarizing, right? When you talk about social media, what gets people to comment and post and share whatever.
Not just that. What can we get her versus Piles Stalemate 3? She'll kick his ass.
I mean,
Snowflake
the first
will kick his
intergender,
ass.
the first
I don't think
intergender
anyone's
match.
questioning that.
But think about it,
Dave
Forrest.
Chappelle doesn't approve that.
Forrest to me is
Does
like
Mark
the girl.
Floriani.
If you're thinking about girls that you want to like get people to comment on and build storylines and stuff. She's one of them. Whether you like her or not, she gets people either pissed off or you either like her.
That was Joe's train of thought, and I feel like that was the right way to think about it. They're just like way too exclusive.
Guess where she was this weekend?
Super 32.
Super 32. Walking around, mingling in with the crowd, watching matches,
Coaching.
talking to kids, coaching, talking to little girls, talking to boys, running around, just doing her thing, mingling in with the crowd.
Yeah.
That's what she was
I
doing.
got a face off with her and Ramos, and she won easy. I said there's no press conference needed either.
Let's
I love
Hey, you know what?
She's one of my
Cejudo.
favorite.
It'd be interesting to see what Cejudo does on this now.
Yeah.
Because he's tight with her.
Right.
Henry.
what? Henry and Forrest?
Oh, yeah, really tight.
Really tight.
And he just did their who's number one.
It's going to be really interesting.
Let's talk about Super 32, the whole Knox Cesaroga thing. I think this kid is doing a phenomenal job of hyping himself up.
I get it.
He sees Bo Bassett was getting all the pub and everything, and he says, you know what, I'm going down, I'm wrestling. Cut a really good promo with I want to shout who's the media people that did that interview. Do you guys know?
Oh, it was a police out of Jersey. I can't think of their name right now.
Crank Matten or something
Crank
like that.
Matt, yeah. Shout out to Crank Matt. That's what you want right there. So somebody like Knox cutting that promo, we get him like he's a freshman in high school, right?
Yeah. Kinda, but yeah.
Kinda, right? So we're gonna get him for 4 more years until he's in college. So he's got 8 years.
You think he really wants Nate though, or is that just hype talk?
I think it matters. If he goes up and he wrestles Nate, it's gonna be big.
Gotta,
whether he wins or loses.
Whoever's manages social media is smart, right?
Yeah, they're doing a good job.
Because Bassett was the hype train. He actually went down and wrestled him. He knows that Jess Roga, what's the most engaging crowd in social media? It's Iowa fans.
Mm-hmm.
Jess Roga just commits to Iowa. He knows that the earliest he's going to wrestle him, would be next April.
Yep.
So this can linger for 8-10 months.
Yep.
And he remains relevant, right?
Can get it to happen.
It's a good job. Now, I'm not going to get into all the specifics, but he doesn't want that smoke. No. And his dad doesn't want the smoke either. And if it could be a double body bag job. You never know.
Okay, all right.
I'm just saying right
like
now.
When does TJ ever respond about anything?
Never.
Social. And he put anytime, anywhere. Like,
yeah.
Maybe they want me to say this, maybe they don't. Like, Nate Jessaroga this weekend was at 50%, maybe. Saturday morning, okay? Saturday morning, go over, and he's like kind of, Nate had listen, not make excuse or whatever, he had over 102 temperature the entire weekend. And most kids, there's a lot of points in those matches would have just folded and used an excuse. He's a dog, man.
What do you think of Nate's performance over the weekend?
I think he's a dog.
Yeah.
I think he overcome adversity that a lot of people normally he doesn't rattle.
No, he doesn't rattle. He's always in good position. He always knows he can get the score when he needs to. His mind stays right.
He's somebody that you're going to go to a fight with that you want on your side.
Him going through that bracket the way he did, yeah, along the way there were some close matches, but that bracket was full of freaking grenades, right? And he overcame them all.
Yeah, people were mad. Weren't they mad that he didn't get OW because of the bracket?
That was Corby.
I thought going in, the winner of that should be it. I thought you go through Knox Bassett. I mean, through that weight, they didn't hit a lot of great guys until they hit each other, right? So it was one match of hype. The OW, or is the guy that runs through 22 of the 25 ranked kids in the country. To me, if you're not going to do that, I go to PJ Duke. Are you kidding me? Did anybody watch PJ Duke this weekend? Because I did, and PJ Duke kicked everybody's ass. He had unbelievable control, tie, pace, head's always in the right position.
Relentless.
Good luck getting him out of position. Relentless, in your face, never gives you space. PJ Duke's a real deal. He would have been my OW. People don't realize, though, you're going to see PJ Duke up at 32 for Ironman going after Buzakis, right? So he wants to go do that.
That's a good match.
Is it just me, or does it feel like high school wrestling, like on the national scene, is like way bigger than it's ever been right now?
I feel like it's like
everybody's chasing that. Everybody's chasing that ranking, though. That's the thing. It's like most kids were down. Like you won't see Aiden Valencia. He was guaranteed well over 140 pounds in the wrestling finals.
Do you see the size of him?
Yeah.
Do you see the size of?
I mean, he's a double U15 world champ. Like, I don't know. We'll see. I want Knox. Let's sign it up on a stalemates card.
Oh, we can do it. I mean, I think Tony's the guy to if it's gonna be on a platform in Iowa,
Yeah, well,
I think some sort of like
it doesn't matter. Like, but
some national card.
Everybody wants to take shots like that, and then when it comes time to actually step on the line, we'll see.
Yeah, I think it's
No, he's got
good
Mike
for us.
Dolce. He's got all these guys. Thank them all and then bring them all too.
I think you do that. You run back Mendez, Swiderski. We're not going to see that. You do that in April. You bring in Knox and Jezeroga. You also, depending on what happens at 82.
I want Carroll and
75
Keeter
range,
again.
I could see Carroll Keeter again.
I'm telling you right now, Carroll
we
and
see
Keeter in a
Duke-
freestyle in a folk style match. I like our chances every time.
Yeah, I think you see Duke maybe against whoever the better guy is there, maybe at 32.
Overall, though, Iowa we had one placer.
Yeah. What do you think?
No, we had more than that. We had four.
No.
We
had
had
a lot of kids pull out,
four.
though, right?
Walrath placed.
Fourth.
Griffith placed.
Knack,
Jezeroga placed. Naktaborn placed.
Griffith.
I said Griffith.
Four then, right?
Walrath, Griffith, Naktaborn, Jezeroga. Off the top of my head were the four.
That's
Iowa
it.
placers.
So I guess
All right, let's switch topics. The media day has been going on. Still got UNI's media day today. You guys are going out there, but we've had Iowa State and Iowa.
was Nicky Siriano there for the media day or not?
He was not. He took off on Tuesday evening. He's currently in Columbus, Ohio today.
Me and Jaggers talked for a while out there.
Yeah.
He's off his shoot game. He
off it?
forfeit. He forfeited the shoot game. He said.
Who'd he give it up to?
He said, I just got 3 kids now. It's time to grow up.
Man,
Let the kids wear the shoes.
What's going on in Columbus, huh?
What's going on in Columbus?
But no, you guys see anything at an Iowa media day or Iowa State media day that kind of surprised you? I like Dagan's response to when they said Parker's going. Like they asked him, like, Parker's going to 49-2. What do you think about that? He's like, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
what he
such
said?
a funny. It's funny. Say,
But if you're the coach, you got to get one of those guys in the lineup somewhere, don't you?
yeah,
Try.
yeah.
But they're not going 57.
No, not 41 either. Reading's going up.
I thought Carr would go up to 65 at
So
some
did
point.
I.
Yeah,
He was
that's what I
getting.
He's the
it.
most. Listen, I said this
fit.
before. He is the most underrated collegiate wrestler. Period.
Yes.
I think
you.
winning the title.
He is, and that's a Hawkeye saying that.
Thank you.
I mean, he is. Like even when he won a junior world championship, the run he went on to win that.
He's our future 74 kg guy.
Oh, shots fired.
Yep.
Yeah. He's our future 74 kg guy, I believe. I think I'm like you. I think winning it last year at 57, it's hard to go up, right? You taste that title. It's hard to
Who
go
wins
up.
that?
and
Who
let
wins
it
that?
go.
Him and Marinelli.
And that's probably a really good match.
We'll never see it.
We'll never
We
see
might.
it, but you never know. But I think 57. He's gonna, it'll be him, in front of the pack this year. People forget though. Ryan Deacon was not healthy last year.
Oh, come on.
I'm just saying.
Here we go.
I'm just saying he was not healthy. He was not healthy last year, so I think he's going to enter the conversation again. I think people think it's Carl O'Connor. I think don't forget.
I think O'Connor better scoring a lot more points. He's going to go
I seen
57.
Kennedy Monday shots fired the other day.
From Kevin?
From himself. Kennedy Monday says Quincy Monday.
Yeah, who is that?
157-pound national
Chubb
champ.
Hager.
He wrestles at, his brother. He wrestles at Princeton.
Yeah,
Quincy.
you see.
Did Corby pass the test at media day or Tom throw him out? I just want to know that. He did good?
Yeah, man.
I was a little bit nervous. I'm like, oh, shit. Corby's first shot, I was sitting. He might just come out. Corby just
Guns
might come out,
a-blazing.
shots fired. Tom's like, get the f out of here.
No.
Who are you with?
Yeah, Hager said he would look good in IA wrestle thing. I'm like, I don't know if you want him in IA wrestle jacket
No,
first
man.
day.
Yeah, we do. We love him in Iowa.
You know me. Like I'm.
You know me. I'm OPP.
I know. Like, so it was weird to me, the feeling. What I've learned is, and I don't understand, but these people are afraid to ask Tom Brand's questions. I don't understand. He's just a human like I am. He talks wrestling like me. They're afraid. So obviously right away, if Mike Finn could have, he would have shoved his, little cassette tape up his throat, but he didn't. He just sat there and he asked his 2 little questions. And then there was like a 5-second pause, and I could sense that he's like, any more questions? And I could sense that I'm like, shit, Tom's going to walk away, right? And I'm like, I'll fire. You know what I mean? So I went.
What was your question?
I said, so I had nothing in mind, but before that, Mike Finn's like, so you got a bunch of 6th and 7th year guys, do you coach them differently? So then off of that, he's going to walk away. I'm like, so you have a bunch of 6th and 7th year guys. Do you, this year, do we see limited weigh-ins? Do we see these guys less because they've got a lot of miles on them and stuff? That's a great question, he said. So he actually kind of looked at me when I sat down. kind of looked and then kind of did the head turn and looked at me again and gave me a head nod. So I realized he
"You're
recognized
Corby,
me.
aren't
You know what I mean? So, and then
He's like thinking, what the fuck are you here for?
yeah, right.
Who sent you to put bomb up my press conference? What he's saying.
Yeah,
he said,
so-
man, Willie looks different this time.
So yeah. So that ended, and then they called the athletes out, and then he's like, Goodwin, Hager, and then I went up and like, hey, I'm Corby, and he's like, know the name, I know the name. He's like, sorry for the cold hands, and I'm like, geez, I said, you better get back in the room. I said, they are cold, and he started laughing, and then I just said, hey man, what time's practice today? Am I allowed to come in and watch? And he's like, yeah, man, we'd love to have you. There's no cameras. Come on in. So I went into practice and talked to Telford for a little while.
He has
Never
hat
met
on
Bobby
forward or back?
before. He didn't have a hat on. It was cool, nice talk to him. He's like, hey, man, I love the passion. You can't fake that. He's like, you can tell. And then just talked to some of the guys a little bit. Morningstar rolled in. Talked to him for, Morningstar. We sat
Was
there for a while.
it, and I haven't listened to the press conference thing, was it a press conference over in total or was it a Spencer press conference?
No, total press conference. Was not a Spencer press conference. He talked.
A lot of that questions always go towards Spencer.
Yeah, no, it was not. He talked for 12 minutes. There was barely any Spencer questions. It was just overall brief, about the season and do you take things differently. You could tell the tone. I've never been to one, but I've seen him and I've seen him. You could just tell in his demeanor and just the way he carried himself that they were the champion, right? They weren't the one chasing. It was, you could just tell it was a little different, right? Now we're on top.
What do you think about that, Bogle? Do you think, I've had conversations, a lot of those athletes, just the personas of them, you got Cameron, Marinelli, Warner, you got a pretty full lineup of anywhere else they'd be stars, right? DeSanto. And it seems like all the time, all the attention always keeps coming back to Spencer. What do you think that kind of impact you think it has on some guys? Think it's good for some of them so the spotlight isn't on them, or do you think some of them, they want a little bit of the shine?
I mean, if you're Tom Brands and you have your guys, right? Who are you gonna put in front of the media? You gonna put DeSanto in front of the media, or are you gonna put Spencer Lee? Like Spencer Lee's answers, I was thinking about this you was watching your guys' Rockfin, and I was watching the interviews. I'm thinking like, man, his answers are so polished. Like he's done this before. They talk about the NIL thing. He's immediately like, I don't want to talk about money. This isn't like a Rudis deal or whatever. Or this isn't like a Rudis ad or whatever. He was like just straight, just giving you those answers. I find it really boring. I'd rather.
Yeah, but
him.
if you watch him on that HWC, I don't know if you've seen that where they had the one-on-one with him. He's a lot less guarded and just kind of says and I'm like, I like that side of him better.
He was like that on Bussin' with the Boys too.
Yes.
Busting with the boys.
He was.
He's like, I don't ever get taken down.
Yeah,
that doesn't happen to me. And then I scored 21 straight.
It's just when he's in that Iowa singlet and in the Iowa room and representing the University of Iowa, that's how he's going to carry himself. He's very respectful, and I think once he steps out of that into like a podcast thing to where I'm Spencer Lee and I'm not wearing my colors and it doesn't have to do with the university, we see a little bit more of him, which I like. One thing I did notice, they called out Kemmerer, Marinelli, Spencer. So I'm like, look over, and there's like 7-8 people around Kemmerer and Marinelli, and look over, there's one guy standing in front of Spencer.
What about Ironman?
I was like, wow. So they
yeah.
called them three out at once at a time, right? It was those three take the floor, and then media could question those three, and everybody ran to them, and Spencer just kind of standing there with one guy. So I went over by him with another guy so I could get some questions. And then people started flocking to Spencer because they figured maybe they knew he was going to stay.
So they walked with a little bit of swag like they're the team to beat then?
No, no, not at all. Really laid back. You can tell, and I hate, everybody's going to say, they like each other. Yeah. The guy, the team likes each other. They're over there joking, but you know what I mean? Like looking, they're pointing at the banner of the 10 guys. We're all back, and they're pointing, laughing at how some of the guys are because it looks like Ironman's like one of the taller guys on the team, right?
Cassiope have his shirt on or off?
On. And there were a lot of questions to him about his physique and
300
diet.
eggs a day?
Do you believe he's
50,
eating?
Equivalent to, he eats the
Do you believe he's eating 50 eggs a day?
Not eggs.
equivalent.
Equivalency to 50 eggs a day in protein. So let's say an egg.
He's got to have a new girl, dude.
Didn't somebody tweet though? It was literally.
Did you watch?
He's got to have a new girl.
Did you watch the girl? Did you watch the interviews?
No.
So it's all serious. Everybody's asking about his 20 questions about his weight.
That's what Hager was getting like when he was trying to press his wife last year on the weight cut. And, he does that.
That's what I said to him. I said, so when are you going to get sick of these weight questions? Because there were like 10 in a row. I'm like, today? And he just kind of laughed. I'm like, so are you You having to shoo the ladies off campus now? And he got this big Cassiope laughing smile for like 30 seconds. He looking the other way, his big. I love him, man. I love Cassiope.
But Tom Brands when Hamilton and Klingon were there and they asked about it. That was Tom Brands to a T. The Tom Brands that I know about. All about what he looks like. At the bottom line is he willing? He's gonna have to get in there with talking about Stevenson. He goes, and he said, I've given him credit for a long time talking about Stevenson about how to beat him. Bottom line, doesn't matter what he looks like, whatever. Are you gonna stand in line? Are you gonna bring a fight the entire time?
That's right.
And that would be the two matches. Like even with Paris, like it was kind of like timid Tony. You know what I mean?
What was the score? Hey, what was the score of Paris and Cassiope last year? Was it close?
Pinned him.
Was it close until that? I don't remember.
A couple takedowns.
First period. So, anyways,
let's talk about the Jordan Burroughs versus Ben Askren debate. Flow Radio Live yesterday or 2 days ago, whatever it was. What'd you make of it? I thought the original tweet of Jordan Burroughs really wasn't that. Like, I believe what he said was like true. Like, you don't like stop tweeting about it all the time. Just do it, right? Mm-hmm. But my problem was like that was kind of Jordan's whole thing, right? In the beginning was like, all I see is gold, right?
That's how he built his brand.
That's how he built his brand and stuff. And so, which he addressed that. He's like, I used to do that stuff. I
night before he put his whatever.
Yeah, he said, next time I tweet, I'm going to have a gold medal, whatever. That's what got me signed up for the Jordan Burroughs experience. Right. And he said he wouldn't do that now. And I'm like, to me, I'm like, I don't think he realizes that a lot of people like me, that's what got me like on the Jordan Burroughs train. I wanted to see that stuff.
He lost in the Olympic gold. He went around the commercial circuit, Good Morning America, this, that, before that Olympics, and he'll tell you now that's why he lost. He bought into the hype. He started going around doing all these
2016.
things. 2016.
Yeah, but for a non-revenue sport like the Olympic sport, if you don't put yourself out on the circuit like that, free, then even if when you win it, like you're such a short window, your brand doesn't get the exposure.
Correct.
So at that level, you have to put yourself out there.
You have to cash in while you can.
I think
right?
too, he's looking at it more like he didn't do it as a college athlete, right? He did that after.
I don't disagree with him. Everybody, it's easy to say, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm like those are dime a dozen anymore. And I guess the narcissistic athlete looks at like as soon as someone says, oh, they're talking about me, right? So Bassett thought he was talking about him. Right. Ferrari thought he was talking about him. He talked about Ferrari and him like kind of mending. Yeah, like all those people, like you really think a lot of yourself if you think the tweets like about, you know what I mean?
Direct shot at you.
That for me like flags you right away. Is like, yeah, like he wasn't talking about you, but now you should reflect yourself. Yeah.
If the shoe fits.
100%.
Yeah.
I do think it.
You obviously know you're that guy.
A little bit of the social media part of it does take away like the core of what the sport stands for.
Right.
Like if you got to tell, listen, it's like this. It's like the guys that have to tell everybody how much money they got, right? Or how good you are at anything. You don't. If you have to tell everybody about it, then you're really not that.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I just didn't like that he regretted being that guy in the beginning of his career.
Some of Askren's points, it goes to like not really understanding the whole NIL deal and it comes back to platforms. Like if Ben doesn't go to UFC, his branding and social media following is half of what it was.
Right.
Goes back to what platform you're on. Right?
He also asked JB, how would you coach Ferrari to handle social media? That's the last guy that needs a coach for social media. You know why? Because he's 100% Ferrari 100% of the time, right? Sometimes I think he may add like an extra 10%, but I think for the most part, if you need a social media coach, you've already lost. Who cares about like a lot of
the transfer being like if you're John or anybody at Oklahoma State, right? In this sensitive time of being able to pick up and go wherever you want. Once you start pushing like, hey, you need to act like this, and this, the kid's like, fuck you, I'm gone.
Mm-hmm. Are you talking John and Okie State with that Stallwater shirt on there?
Let's go.
They know.
We need to run those back.
They know. Hey, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, rumor is that Ferrari's just got one more year anyways, and him and Gable are going to be WWE partners.
Yeah, you think so?
They're going to take on the Casper brothers for the title.
He's already signed the deal, allegedly. $1 million agreement. Allegedly. Maybe one more year. People are like, oh, he's not going to go all 5 years. Going to be like, are you guys really that delusional? Like, if you have $1 million contract in front of you, or you can keep wrestling, like, what do you pick? Well, it'll always be there. It's not always going to be there. Him and Gable are going to be tag team partners. Broke it live here on whatever.
Let's go.
Broke it live. They're gonna take on the Casper brothers.
And they'd be great. And they would be great tag team partners.
You think so?
And then Bobby's gonna sing for him coming out. Bobby's gonna be the singer.
Are they gonna be heels or what?
I assume, of course. Like
Hey,
they're going to be like they're probably.
Gable is not a heel. He's
Vince,
not a
but
heel.
Vince is going to build some personality for him, guaranteed.
Yeah.
He's great at it.
Ferrari's a heel.
Have you guys?
Yeah, we got Ferrari until the next Olympics.
No way.
No? I hope we do.
I mean, he hasn't
so.
trained for 7 months, guys.
Gable's got everything he needs. Ferrari still.
Hey,
has
he hasn't
something.
trained for 7 months.
Doesn't he have turf toe? Is that what that is?
Turf toe,
puts
a
him in a
knee, a
boot.
shoulder. He got almost beat up by the kid in the student fucking lifting
Put 10-pound
complex.
plate.
He has $1 million of bling on in the Columbia. This much for that watch. That like.
He is wild.
But at the end of the day, all that can be confirmed if he comes back and wins against this year. Him not training for this long, like there's going to be some monsters after him.
Yeah,
Braxton
especially
Amos.
at that weight.
Now, come on. Now, stop.
You can't even mention a Wisconsin
Stop.
guy around fellers.
Stop.
You can't even mention a Wisconsin guy around fellers.
How's Braxton Amos going to take him down?
Maybe a body lock.
Yeah. He might go for a ride. He might go for a ride in the Lamborghini.
No, I'm just 97's actually got a lot of guys this year. A lot of landmines.
Younger.
Younger.
Who's younger?
Fucking younger.
That's something that I wish.
Fajita, the Cuban.
I wish
Oh,
I-
is that the guy that got Grimo's scholarship?
Stop it.
Shots fired. G. Graham.
All right, next
Up living
question.
in-
Next
Oh, now you must go next
question.
topic.
Next question. No, he's gonna be good.
Hey, Corby went pretty hard at your Iowa State guys about Nicky Sirianni. You're just gonna let that shit fly about the NIL
I missed
money?
it. I missed
What?
it.
Oh, he said, you know, whatever they're gonna do in Iowa State to get Nicky.
No, yeah.
What was it? What show was this on?
On the first word, he said, "Listen."
I don't have a Rock fan subscription.
He said, "They're gonna go hard."
Shots fired.
You idiot! You're getting $3 a month. I'll give you the Willie sermon on you again. But he said that Dresser's going to do whatever it took to get him.
Yeah.
What is wrong with that?
He said illegal money, all kinds of stuff was thrown
I
out.
did not say illegal money. No,
Look
I did not.
at Corby squirming.
No, I did not.
Let's go.
No illegal money. NIL deals.
Listen,
Hey, he's
Sirianni,
all right.
the only reason he come to Iowa State is if he is getting maybe a fat 100 G rack on the side.
The only reason.
Soriano's trying to secure the bag, dude.
Hey, you see
He's
a singlet?
talking
You
to
see that
Tom
singlet right
today.
there? Hey, where'd that guy go to college at? That's Dan Gable, right? Where'd he go to school?
I know, you're good.
What about behind you? What about behind you? That Wheaties box. Where'd he go to school?
Hey, but listen, what would hey? Let me tell you this. What would David Carr's brand be if he was down in Iowa City versus Iowa State? Okay, next subject.
What do you mean?
Love David
He
Carr.
is the guy.
Good brand.
You don't think he's got a good brand?
I do.
Gummy bears.
On the big scale things, there's only one college to go to if you want a brand.
Who?
Iowa.
Oh, come on.
Tell me another
Who's got a
brand.
brand deal? Okay, you have Spencer, obviously.
Hey,
Spencer,
he did bust
if Spencer
yesterday.
went to Utah Valley.
11,600 season tickets been sold to the Hawkeyes this year.
Is that good?
They should cut a check. They should cut a check.
11,000 out of like
They should cut a check to
15,000.
I was like,
Kale.
what?
They should cut a check to Kale. You should get a commission of that.
Why?
How many people are buying
Kale
How many
ran.
people are buying season tickets to Iowa because it's cheaper to buy a season ticket than it is to buy a resale ticket for the Penn State duel?
I don't know.
A lot.
A lot. How much is season tickets?
$80-some.
$85. You know how much a Penn State ticket alone
do
is
it.
going to be?
They're only $85, dude. I got
Yeah.
me a couple.
Yeah.
I buy a lot
Hey,
of season tickets. from a lot
Hey,
of
don't
programs.
don't live vicariously through Iowa State because Kale never beat when Kale was at his alma mater. Listen, he turned his back on you guys, so you're still going to defend him?
Dude, once a Cyclone, always Cyclone.
Oh, really?
I'm team Dresser all the way. That's the guy. That's our guy.
Oh, yeah. So I got a question for you.
So why do they owe Kale?
What do you mean, Oakdale? No, Iowa.
Why do they owe Kale?
Because they're going back
Just
there
because
again, right?
Penn State's going there.
Yeah, what I'm saying this year. Okay, let's see how many season tickets they do during a Penn State at Iowa year versus a Penn State at Penn State
You
year.
think guys, people that
For
smart?
sure.
I know a couple people that bought season tickets just for that duel. It's a good thing. I wish that I was
11,600. So what's
A
the
lot.
next closest?
I would say
I'm just saying the only reason I send that shot is because of the Iowa State comment about David Carr wouldn't be.
I'm just saying, like
do
you look at okay. What with Tony Ramos and Dan Dennis, let me choose those two, or even Gilman to a certain extent. Those three, okay, Ramos and Dennis. If they're not at, plenty of people have won one national title. People have been Olympians. Okay, Tony Ramos' brand is not anywhere near anything unless he was at Hawkeye. Period.
Well, that's a
Yeah,
good
I
fit.
mean,
It's a
I
good
think-
fit.
I'm just saying
from a platform
No, I
standpoint.
agree, but he's a good fit for Iowa.
Yeah.
Tony Ramos was the poster guy for what an Iowa wrestler is supposed to look like and do, right?
Hey, speaking of that, is he going to get an interview for the women's job?
I don't know. I'm not on that. I'm not. That's the only hiring committee I haven't been on so far.
Right. So I asked that question yesterday. Supposedly that's going to get done. He said maybe before we roll the clocks back which is November 7th. So that means
I'm thinking Clarissa Chun.
So I heard that she was not interested, and she applied on the last day. So she had a change of heart, and she applied on the last day. So she did get her application in.
Maybe we'll hire somebody that's from Iowa State that applied. I don't know. It's kind of a running thing here for us, right? To be successful.
You never know. I don't know. Did any Cyclones apply? I don't know. But no, I think they have a good pool of candidates, and I think that
Engel applied.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of good.
There are a lot of good.
I know this that
Chun.
It'll be somebody that comes
Sword.
in that aligns to what the principles of the program are. Like you're not going to have some like wild west hire come in and be like make things uneasy on a daily
Ashley
basis.
Sword had some. She was at the OTC
So Ramos
back in the day with Terry Brands a little bit, so they have a a little bit of rapport there. Clarissa,
Hey, are you ready for
obviously
the match or not?
familiarity.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, let's talk Street League 2 real quick.
Hey, when's
go through the card.
the Ohio boy getting in town?
Sam White? Probably I think today. Later today.
He's been kind of
Distant? You better read
he hasn't
your guy.
he hasn't announced, he hasn't responded in my DMs, nothing.
Really? He I just talked to him the other day.
Shunned me a little bit, I think.
He said that
maybe he
you're-
wasn't ready for
a new corner man.
Nah.
He might be.
Does he not like tough wrestling?
He knows you'll be there.
Let's talk about his match. He's got Elijah Jeffrey. You think it's a bad matchup for him, huh?
100% told you that. Elijah Jeffrey's going to get on top, throw his legs. He's a legger. Watch the kid. A kid I coached growing up.
There we go.
Was in his weight.
Behind the dirt, Corby's
You know,
coming.
Kyle Aikens and him wrestled a lot growing up. Iowa kid, 120, went to Northern Iowa. Was a 20-pounder coming up. Lot of legs, long. He's gonna go right to his legs, power half. He's a
Sam
bad
White's
man.
got to get some. He's got to score on his feet.
Sam White got ridden by Dylan Cox, who's an MMA guy, who's not even training folk style wrestling right now. All right, and he's gonna be dealing with a guy for like, let's say, a D1 guy's going out and he's dealing with Lysak. They call him the backpack. He's dealing with just the same thing. This kid's unbelievable on top, legs. He just got ridden by an MMA guy that's not really wrestling. He's in trouble. Your guy's
You're in
trouble.
his corner. What are you going to tell him to do?
That seal the hell
Neutral?
off.
Neutral?
Yeah, but his attack rate has to go way up.
Slide by.
He's trying to play. He's trying to play the clock.
Hopefully
Last time
he
he
learned something from last time.
trying to play the clock like he was kind of like we've seen a lot of Super 32, like trying to be too strategic in the match. Like, let me score at the end of the period. Like trying to be too crafty. Like just wrestle.
Yeah.
He's got great attacks. He got to get to his ties and he's got to get off his heels.
I agree.
Another match
What
here.
about Elijah's gas tank? How do you think that's going to hold up?
I don't know.
I mean, he's been in a room,
He's been in the room.
What room?
Indian Hills.
No, he's coaching at a women's program in Chadron College in Nebraska.
Oh, okay.
But he was at
Hey,
Indian Hills.
before we keep on the matchups? What's with all these scratches? Do you think they're worried about the pressure? Like it's getting close to the moment and they can't handle it or what?
I think it always gets kind of a little more volatile as it gets closer to the date.
Yeah, I
Did
kind
you
of. I
sleep
mean, I
last
knew.
night, Tyler?
I knew this
I've been
was gonna
sleeping
happen.
good.
Tyler's
He's been getting 11 hours of sleep a night. You know, that's where your natural HGH gets ignited.
If I get
He
7,
went out to
I'm
Colorado
killing it.
like a week ago to do like a
Kinda
Nick
like a
Suriano like training in his
vision
brain.
class.
Did you really?
He's a gangster,
Yeah,
dude.
dude.
I
I
know
love
from-
it. I love it.
He's
You know
part
what?
of, he's part of Feller's RTC.
Hey, he's
Feller's gonna be in
chiseled,
Felters.
dog.
Felters
Listen,
RTC.
he just comes like, bah.
You know what?
Yeah.
I think that Billy Sims is on her horse right now, riding down Route 80.
she's on her
supposed
way.
to be here
Is,
today.
is Lee Roper gonna? Is he going to corner his wife or not?
Yes, I think so.
That's her singlet.
Yep, she will. That's not
Is
it.
Gable coming?
I don't think so. I mean, we have a seat for him, Matt side if he wants one. Obviously, there's some. Caleb Young's going to be in someone's corner.
Oh, yeah?
I thought I saw that.
Oh, is
you
he going to be
guess?
a Meyer? Is he going
Nope.
to coach a Meyer?
Nope.
Caleb Young?
Yep,
Okay.
he's going to be in Dyson Gold's corner. Dyson Gold, Caden Kramer.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. A little Dyson action.
Dyson, he's the ultimate Iowa heel living in.
He is, dude. I mean, that kid there.
He's a
there's-
spy, dude.
He like
He's a
slides
spy.
in.
He's a spy.
You think he's a spy?
Yeah, I think he's
He
a
loves
spy.
Lisbon too. Loves it.
Yeah,
it.
he actually
Never gonna go there though.
He originally
But
wanted to
loves it.
wrestle like a Lisbon kid, or a Don Bosco kid.
wanted to
sorry.
wrestle off. He
A
wanted to
Don
wrestle
Bosco
off.
kid, and he
You want to see if it's
didn't
worth
happen.
moving in.
Yeah, Kramer though, he's good. He placed 6th, I think, 1 year at state or last year. At
So,
106.
same refs or not?
Same
Yeah,
refs.
they
Bill Reed,
loved
you better
it.
take it easy on Bill, dude.
No, I'm not taking it easy.
Yeah, you're gonna be
Hey,
on
your
the
guy
money.
might not get a call or two of your Felters
Hey, listen.
guys.
Listen, we don't get calls anyways. They want to call the quick falls. They had somewhere to be. There's a lot of questionable calls last
Some
time.
touch falls. You think?
Oh, there's a lot of cautions that shouldn't
How
be
do you
called.
think that they called the edge of the mat stuff,
Pretty good.
the step outs and stuff like
I mean,
that?
they're they're above average than NCAA refs, so
They did good.
pretty good.
It's tough.
Better than better I think than Night of Conflict. At Night of Conflict, I noticed a couple of times, which I never before worried about the step out in folk style, which now I do, because I saw a lot of times where like the refs were waiting and they were giving the step out and not letting continuation where it would have been a takedown.
Well, what is the rule of that once you're out, action's dead? Once you step out, you can't progress to scoring the offensive points, correct? But the other guy should be able to have continuation.
Right, that's the issue, right? That's
so like, if I step out, like listen, Cale Peterson got to step out, then scored the 2.
Right.
He stepped out first, probably shouldn't have had a continuation to score. So if me and you are us and Corby, and you'll be the one stepping out, right? You step out.
I had a nice
fully caffeinated comes in with the twirler.
Dude, we got to talk about that.
Hey, hold on. Let me finish. If you step out first, then you can't score any offensive points. But I should be able to finish whatever continuation,
right.
Correct?
Like in freestyle, we allow it.
That's hard for people from Iowa to, like Fort Dodge, Brains, like Bill. Like I'm about to draw a picture, maybe. I don't know.
Let's talk about the fully caffeinated Corby thing, because I feel like we kind of like instigated it a little bit, and now it's actually got physical.
It got physical.
Corby called me one day. I wish
there is film.
I wish that I would have got that phone call on the podcast.
He went crazy.
Oh,
he was ready to kill somebody.
It was like screaming. I'm like literally.
That
crying.
was Corby fully caffeinated right there.
Like laughing, crying. It was hilarious. So what you go down to Boys Creek.
Yeah, I go down to Boys Creek, right?
Which is Foley's turf.
That's Foley's turf. He's their biggest donor, right? And I'm pretty sure has control of their social media by what I've seen lately. But anyway, so Foley's down there, right? And I go down Friday and I'm hanging out and I get some stuff in the room, and Friday afternoon, then Friday night they had a little social thing I went to, and he didn't come.
I heard he punked you though.
When?
Down there?
No, listen. So then I'm in the room. We're in like their little lounge area, and the guys have weighed in. It's like 10:30. They weigh in for their 11:30 wrestle, and they're in their little lounge, and there's like some peanut butter and jelly and some stuff on the counter, and we're in there talking. It's like Kober, Murphy, Zaccone, some of their guys, right? And so he comes up. It's like last night comes up with the reunion thing, and then his name comes up. And I'd be like, yeah, he wasn't there. And they're like, wait a minute, you're the guy he wants to wrestle. And I'm like, yeah, it is me. And I laughed. And I'm like, Zaccone's like, didn't you grow up? I said, I grew up in Illinois. And Zaccone's like, oh, you did? And then I told him whatever. And then literally like clockwork, all of a sudden there's a knock on the glass. Literally 1 minute later, and I look over, and I don't know what he looks like. I've never seen him, right? And I've got a piece of bread with some peanut butter on it, and I've got half of it in my mouth. And the door flies open. He's like, he either called me fatty or tubby. he says, you better watch your weight, fatty or tubby. And I'm like, is this like, okay. So I like grab a swig of my water and
you had whole milk. It wasn't water.
No, water. And so I go walking out of the room, and when I do, there's like 8 feet of the floor and then the wrestling mat. And when I walk out of the door, he like collar ties me.
So he made first.
Yeah,
contact.
He collar ties me. So right away I'm thinking, oh, this.
That's not what I heard. I heard you sneak doubled him.
Oh, that's a bunch of bullshit. So he collar ties me, right? And so I'm thinking, hey, you know how us wrestlers are? Sometimes that's how we greet. You know what I mean? I'll see somebody, hey, what's up, right? So he collar ties me, but we don't really know each other, right? So there's a little beef, but not. So, but I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Well, then I realize, no, he's serious. Like he's tugging, right? So I fight inside. I get on the head.
Behind the dirt.
Right? And I get on the head inside, roll inside, and I trip, right foot right behind his Achilles, foot sweep. Take him off his feet, lands on his butt, kind of rolls to his back. I just kind of laugh at him. No, on the floor.
It's in the hallway. Remember that hallway?
Yeah.
Right where the video was of you guys doing it.
Right there. So now
sweep single on him there?
I just sweep him right. He falls down. So I let him get up. And then he comes at me again as I go to snap. He tries to dive in on a single. I sprawl, and I get double bundles underneath, right? And I'm on him, and I'm like, so then I'm like, all right. So then I decide to just lift him up with the left, and then I just pancaked him, ran him over, dropped my balls in his face. You know, you've seen the video of me just slapping the floor.
Yeah.
He just played. Obviously, I didn't know, but when I walked out, you know how kids are with their phones. Obviously, that one of the kids started filming, so they've obviously got the whole film, right? But they don't want to embarrass their guy, right? They need the money coming in there at Campbell, right? They don't want to embarrass their guy, right? So they don't want to see him getting clowned and foot sweeped and shit, right? So I get it. So they just show he obviously got the video and just clipped it down and then put it up the funny thing is I double legged him from behind. Hey, jackass, that's a fucking mat return. Double legs are from the front. How do you end up on your back if I got you from behind?
Corby's getting hot again.
No, I'll smash that. You know what I'm going to do? Get in really good shape. I'm going to clown this dude. Like
I've been hearing this for 3 months, though.
No, we're not going to wrestle till March. You haven't noticed the guns? I'm down 12 pounds. He tried to say I'm 187. I'm about 174. I'm coming down.
What's he weigh?
Like I think he said he wanted to wrestle at 60. So I figured he's like mid 60s now. But like I told him, dude, at night of conflict, high school girls were like, oh, 7-8 pounds, let's wrestle. This is man shit, and you want to freaking talk like 7-8 pounds? That's what I expected you to say, little sissy. Get in your Maserati, your little Maserati convertible, scoot on down the road.
Yo,
We got it.
Hot for Foley.
Hey, boy.
yeah.
Hey, listen, Foley. And then I guess I didn't know. So I walk in and Tyler says, "Can we talk about Foley and Willie?" So what? I've been grinding. I've been on the road. I went to Iowa, got back to the hotel, upload the videos. I knew I had to do this today. I got to get the UNI. I got so much shit going on. I haven't really been on social, but I got a tweet from somebody. Willie and Foley are going at it.
So
Basically, Willie
was going
so
after.
Annoyed.
No, Foley was going after Jason Bryant over
Okay.
some Discord thing, and then basically
What happened?
Jason Bryant kicked him out of the Discord chat because
doing
he
what?
was doing.
Was he doing Piles things, talking bad about women?
He was just
Erratic
he was
behavior.
just saying wild
Erratic behavior.
And
Well,
so-
that's him. Foley's erratic.
stuff. So they were going back and forth with that, and so Foley put out a
He's not a bad guy.
shot.
though,
He put out a shot at JB, and then Willie stepped in and said like, "It's like you're an embarrassment." And all this stuff. Basically said like he can't believe Campbell, supports it or keeps it
Yeah.
around or something.
Basically, like
Said he wasn't
ousted him from-
going to send any recruits to Campbell, and then
Willie runs a recruiting business.
well, that's what Foley was
caffeinated,
like.
came
If you had
back
half
out.
the
Fellas, is that a
influence,
new
you could
entity?
get-
Did you buy a recruiting agency? Is he running that?
Oh, sir.
Okay, I was just curious. I didn't know.
Yeah.
No, really.
That's
so,
actually opposite what Willie
He
said
denounced fully caffeinated.
so I didn't.
That'd be contradicting what he said before about not influencing kids where they go.
Amazing.
So he's not sending any more kids to
So
Campbell.
you mean to tell me there's a bunch of ego flying around on Twitter? Is basically
Sounds
what's
like
happening.
And
Well, to me,
also
though-
though, what are you gonna like if you're Campbell?
good.
Like, I'm not gonna turn away a guy who spends a ton of money.
Yeah, but you don't want that to be the face of your program either, right?
No, but I
yeah,
think,
but how many crazy fans are there from like Penn State
Yeah,
or
it also
Iowa?
kind of makes
or
it
Iowa
sound like
State?
he's like at practice every day, just like hanging out, and it's like
There's
that's not-
crazy
well, they
things.
said they were going to train him up for this match, and I told him, guys, this is not going to go good for your brand. Do not do that. When I drop my balls in his face again at stalemates, it's going to look bad for you guys. I should
wish
have said
you-
that.
You might get safe sported on that though, Corby.
I wish.
Why?
I wish Foley was here right now. We
We
got
might
to
just have that as like a standalone
Foley.
match to
TR
expedite
Foley?
when we can do it.
Oh, Foley caffeinated.
Oh,
No, listen, I think with him,
Call in Foley.
obviously, sometimes people that have money develop this persona. Obviously, honestly, he came in the room and clubbed me, and he thought, no doubt in his mind, he was going to work me. Like, he had built this thing up in his mind. That's what he thought. Well, he found out differently. But anyway,
he's got a Maserati.
All right.
he's done. But so anyway, fully, to be honest with you, I think with him, it's like he's built it, and I think he just never really did it at that stage. So I think to come to stalemates, to like build the hype of a match, to get his name announced, and to have the hype would just mean the world to him. Honestly, that's what I think it's all about. He puts out the video, 3 seconds of him on the ground, flailing like a fish, getting pinned, and he's willing to take attention for that. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
So
would
he's
you break him though, Corby? Would you embarrass him or just pin him real quick? You probably cut him, wouldn't you?
I'm gonna break him. I'm not pinning him. I like hold his head up,
said he
like
wants
you
to
know
beat
the
him up.
All-Star.
Would you put the
One,
Thomas?
two.
Would you put the Thomas Gilman cut up front and then put his arm up like Sanders did, or Lezak run him over?
Probably more like, go to cut him and then grab double lats, the foot sweep from behind type of stuff. Some
but-
cross faces. No, listen, I wouldn't pin him right away though. I would never be in fear of him catching and pinning me. So I would just do whatever.
let's get back to
It'll be
Street
fun.
League.
Can't wait.
A couple more matches before we wrap this thing up. The Joey Laser match versus Cole McChrystal is
Gonna be
interesting.
awesome.
Crystal?
McChrystal versus Laser.
Whoa, is that the premier match?
No,
That is up there, yeah.
it's gonna be like
Oh,
the
that's
third.
that's funk. That's gonna be
fire.
It's gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be a nasty ass
Yeah.
match.
What do you think about, like, there's a danger rule. Laser didn't wrestle during that time.
I don't give a shit. That's gonna be a great match.
Yeah. Two different styles. McChrystal.
Hey, make sure your referees are that's complete control before they start awarding points in this
Yes,
match.
hold your
Are
points.
you talking about the England Schussler thing?
No, I'm just saying about this match.
Yeah, they're gonna
These
go.
guys are gonna be like it's gonna be funky. So don't be in a big hurry to award points.
throwing them up there?
Alex Meyer versus Dakota Freeze.
I like that.
I think
Freeze,
that's a
Wyoming
sleeper.
kid.
Two NCAA qualifiers.
He's a Big 12 runner-up.
I know.
I love the
He
this is what
qualified for
happened last
NCAA,
match,
yeah.
and then Meyer put up on there. Well, here's the rest of the match.
Yeah, that was Aaron Meyer. Aaron Meyer. That's Aaron Meyer versus Austin Anderson Cyhawk match.
Hey, is that Trev's?
He was in the room
Is that
yesterday.
Trevor?
So that guy pulled back. That guy pulled out.
What guy? The
Horn.
TikTok did?
The horn guy.
Yeah, Ben
Hornicle had to pull out, yeah.
Oh man, hate guys. See, that's what I mean. Hate guys that want to talk shit on social media. They pull out.
Did Trevor Anderson? Is that him?
No,
went-
that's
he went
Austin
to-
Anderson. He's assistant coach at
relative of Trev?
His
I don't know,
brother's
but he's
Derek
assistant
Anderson.
coach. He's assistant coach at Ankeny.
I thought.
Yep.
I think it's like
He's-
Trev's
he-
cousin.
At one point, I don't know if he still has the all-time career victories for Ankeny.
He's
Okay.
he's
I don't. Blonde hair.
he's back in blue for Urbandale Police Department too.
Okay. Let's go. So we might have some of them in the house.
He's got a
We're
sick
backing him.
walkout song. You'll like it. All right, main event time. Mikey England versus Gerald Harris. Gerald Harris, he was on the Ultimate Fighter season 7.
He didn't pull
I think
out?
he didn't pull out. He's still in. He had the knockout of the year, I think, one time for the UFC, and all-time career wins leader at Cleveland State. Teammates with Stipe Miocic, Oklahoma dude. He said he thinks that the Iowa crowd's gonna boo him if we say he's from Tulsa, Oklahoma. You think they're gonna boo him?
Yeah, there's not gonna be very many
Maybe.
people rooting for him.
No,
Probably not.
yeah, Oklahoma guy.
You really got to build up the Centerville
It'll be the main
Iowa for
event
Mikey.
either way.
I
though.
mean, Mikey last time stole the show. He came out, put the fire out.
He's got another.
He's a fan favorite of this.
He's got, I think, a better walkout this time.
He's a stalemate
He's
poster guy right
Staple.
now.
Yeah.
He's staple.
Yeah.
The fans love him. Going to be a lot of the same people back again.
Gerald Harris strong though, right? So
Yeah,
he's gonna have to
cut corner.
he's gonna have to endure the onslaught to start with.
He told me that he doesn't want this to be a 1-0 match. He's going out and he wants it to be like, he doesn't think it'll be 14-15, but he wants to try to get there. Which Mikey doesn't put up a lot of points on the board. He kind of stays in good position. He'll take you down, ride you.
I'm interested in this one. Gerald Harris was, he's how old's he now? Is he 40?
He's
gotta be in
42 or
his
41.
42.
But he's in really good shape.
Yeah.
Really good shape. Still in the room. He's got a club and everything. He's actually going to be back and forth between preseason nationals and Street League.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Wow, 42. So he's the oldest competitor so far.
Yep.
Street League.
Yep.
Until you lace it up.
Yep.
Till March or April when we get this card going, I'll be 40. Yeah. about
Briar
47.
Cochran and Dylan Cox will be interesting.
I thought
Briar-
Dylan Cox pulled out of his
That's
match.
a sleeper.
No,
No.
Cox didn't. His opponent.
Someone
did.
you guys
Cox-
tweeted wrong then. One
I
of you guys
probably
tweeted
did.
wrong.
Cox's opponent pulled out, and he's going to be wrestling Briar. Briar's weighing 145, where Cox is making a cut right now to 25 because he's got a fight coming up. So, but they're gonna Briar gets a 5-pound allowance, so it'll be at 140. Yeah. So state champ versus third placer.
Dylan Cox, he loved it last time.
Dylan Cox loves it. He's
in
willing to
good
take
shape.
Taking out state
See,
champs,
look at,
nothing new
he's
to him.
look at Foley. You see that, Foley? We got a man here in the card, 10 pounds. He's like, what's 10 pounds? We're men.
Yeah.
See that? Huh, imagine that.
Yeah.
They don't do that down there in
That,
Campbell.
they don't,
huh,
hey, when you
boys?
drive Maseratis, you don't get
Maserati, no allowance. No allowance.
Tyler's wrestling Southeast Polk kid, a young kid, 20,
Came in
19.
last minute. Yeah, he's 20.
He's
or
attending
something.
Iowa.
Who is it?
Logan Bain.
Bain.
He said he was
Yeah,
a,
he's-
That's another one for the Fellers RTC. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No.
Those guys are RTC on top.
Hey, I hear though the Martinsons are training him.
yeah.
I mean,
Even better.
Some
Trey's gonna get trained by the
even
Martins.
better.
One's
Even-
going to be joining you tomorrow.
Even better.
Some Benedict Arnold going on with the Martinsons.
Oh,
they were in
Martinsons.
his corner. Bain shows up one day and they're both in his corner.
Oh,
Hey,
I look
you
at
got-
the paper and I'm like,
That's what
Benedict
you gotta watch-
Martinsons.
You got to watch those Southeast Polk guys. They'll flip on you quick.
they flip really easy. I was just midway through practice, I was like, hey, if you want to back out on him and be my coach, you still can. And they're just like, okay.
Where we sign up.
What else is there?
Agnich isn't on this one?
No.
Nope. Cox wanted him. Agnich will be there though.
Cox be
Agnich
too
will be
big.
there.
I think Jake's still ice bathing from the last one.
Gold Rosen versus Widmer. Two characters.
This is gonna be great.
Widmer,
did he finish his homework?
Widmer, I'm legit afraid of.
Did he finish his homework?
I don't like. He's doing some stuff.
He's built different.
Dude, these guys.
He's
Woodward's
walking
built
out to a song. I don't want to give it up, but he's interesting.
Where's he
What
from?
type of teacher is he at school? Like,
Gold Rose and I don't know. I think he's a sub, isn't he? Substitute.
Who's gonna get the stripper tips this show? You think?
We got to do
Probably
some
gonna
sort
be
of
you.
bonus for somebody who like does something cool.
Performance of the night.
Yeah.
God, hopefully I get
we need
it.
to like come up with like a.
Clay Steen or Clay Stein. He's wrestling Alex Schmitz. Schmitz is a part of the Western Wind Wombats rugby team, and they got a VIP table mat side, so the whole rugby team will be there.
They better put a keg right next to their table.
That'll be good. What else is
Rugby
there?
team.
Jake Neiman versus Nathan Thomas. So Jake Neiman won last time. He was there. He right away was like, I want to come back. He's wrestling Nathan Thompson, who's like a rival that's like the next town over, same age. They were both kind of like they're both kind of on edge about wrestling each other. So I don't know if there's like some sort of like beef there. Like,
Yeah.
Do we have any beefs? Like last time we had like that like wedding invite beef, and do we have anything like that going on here in this card? Do we have any old rivals or anything like that?
Corby's got to get his Jerry Springer / Maury.
Yeah, we
Povich
want some of
pitch
that
down.
in there. We got to have a little bit of that. Do we come up with like a $500 like big move, like the biggest move, or like
I think
bonus or something? So people are trying like some crazy shit.
yeah, I want to do some sort of like performance of the night thing. We'll figure that out. Becca, Roper, and Sims will open up the card.
Hey, what was Becca Roper's original song that she says Lee would kill her if she would have played? I need to know this.
Crazy Bitch by Buck Cherry.
Damn!
You can't do that. I mean,
Damn!
was a
Come
bit
on,
much.
Becca, do it.
Sure, you can.
You can too.
dude, play like the
It can be
first
censored.
20
It's gonna be
seconds of that
blank,
song.
Blank.
Hey, you're a crazy.
Yeah, I know.
And
But
you,
yeah, so
all night.
good.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's no.
I get it.
Yeah.
Hey, good, Lucky Lee, right?
Yeah, Lucky Lee.
Lucky Lee, man.
Double L.
I mean,
And then you had
know?
to pick her song, didn't you?
She gave me two options.
options.
I went with the rap one. All the walkouts are fire.
are they?
Yep.
I can't wait. This
Hey,
is
hats off to all these people though, putting themselves out there. You know what I mean?
Love it.
Absolutely. Yep. All different colleges represented. McChrystal is at Morningside.
I wish his dad was coming.
I know,
Yeah,
Jimmy.
we should have got him too. to
Jimmy
be on
coulda
the,
came. He-
broadcast. You guys are broadcasting. How do you feel? Feeling good?
Feeling
Did-
great.
did,
Let's go. Have we announced our third? Are we gonna wait? When do we want to announce
It's up
our?
to you guys. Is he for sure in?
He's for sure.
He's for sure in, man. We got
It's
a
the
goat.
GOAT.
We got a goat coming on with us.
Just
Fellers, introduce them. Go ahead, fellers, do it
Just the GOAT, as the GOAT.
as the goat.
Iowa high school wrestling greatest of all time.
Yeah.
2-time national champion, University of Iowa. Mr. Jeff McGinnis.
Jeff
Yeah,
McGinnis will be at the mic. so-
Guinness on the mic. with
McGinnis will be
Fellers
bringing.
tonight.
McGinnis will be bringing the calm, cool, collected. He'll be calm, cool, Corby down a little bit.
and he was at the
We
last
need
one,
that.
so he knows what to expect.
Hey, listen. My son Nolan and him were standing next to Provisor, right? And maybe he had a goat shirt on last time. You remember that?
Yeah.
McGinnis did, and he walked in and he probably had a couple soda pops and stuff, and Provisor
Feeling good.
Provisor was standing next to him. He looks over Nolan. He goes, "You know, I'll fuck him up right now, don't you?"
Nolan.
Nolan told that story like 20 times.
Yeah,
It's
we
great.
talked about that this weekend at Super 32. Nolan's like, so what do you think? You think McGinnis could really take Provisor? You know, he's telling. I'm like, I don't know. McGinnis got
But
a
McGinnis
little
thinks he
belly
can.
right
It don't
now,
matter.
but
McGinnis
it don't
thinks he
matter.
can.
He thinks he can. He's like, yeah, but that guy's like what? Like not even 30, and he's still wrestling. Like Nolan's like really thinking about this. I love this.
Yeah.
Oh.
All
I
right.
told McGinnis there's not gonna be medical insurance for like 2 blown knees and stuff. So
I don't even want to talk about that. All right. Stalemate Street League 2 tomorrow night. We still got some tickets available.
what time is kicking off at?
Starts at 7. Doors open at 6.
Yes.
Get there early. Get some booze going. Get the liquor flowing. By the end of the night, it gets a little bit loose. So I'm
Yeah,
excited.
Iowa State Fairgrounds.
Iowa State Fairgrounds, legendary venue, the Elwell Family Food Center. It's
Elwell
up there.
Family
it's
Food
up
Center.
there. with-
Everybody's
you can just pull
been
up
in
right in
there.
there, right
Everybody-
next to it. You don't got to
everybody-
park
Who's gonna
outside.
be the butter cow after tomorrow night? We'll see.
Yeah, we'll find out. Like I said the other day, 2 mice were fell into a bucket. One drowned, the other turned it into butter.
Oh,
Let's go. All right.
We're ready.
Patreon, $3.99. You guys can check it out at home if you can't make it, depending on where you're at. So, Stalemate Street League 2. Tony, thanks for letting us borrow your studio and for running the stream deck.
Tony
Peace.
Hager, VIP.
VIP.
Tony Hager, VIP. He's all over.
Yep.